The PMR data is the source data for calculating students' average daily membership, average daily attendance, initial enrollment, and membership last day. Not having the PMR intervals set up properly will cause the school's reports to run inaccurately. The PMR is ran, reviewed, and approved at the school level first, and then ran, reviewed, and approved at the LEA level. The report can be ran and reviewed at any time, but must be approved within the submission start and submission end date window. If the report is not submitted within the submission end date window, the report will be locked and a ticket must be submitted to PowerSchool to have the report unlocked. Unlocks are okay to grant as needed. However, not all unlocks should be granted once all the schools have been approved, unless it is extremely critical, such as fatals and inaccurate attendance. All fatal errors must be cleared prior to approving the final report. Average daily membership. The average daily membership is reported on the PMR. The calculation is membership days NVIO divided by the number of days in the school month, then rounded to the nearest whole number. The calculation is by grade level, and then each grade level total added for the school or LEA total. If a student member is enrolled for a partial month, the student member will be calculated only for the days enrolled as a member. For example, month 1 has 20 days and the student was enrolled as a member for 15 days during the month 1. Student will receive 0.75 for ADM instead of 1. This is an example of the average daily membership and the calculation for a school. The PMR collects enrollment and attendance data to produce the average daily membership, the average daily attendance and enrollment, E1 and E2, and membership last day. ADM is membership days in VIO divided by the days in the school month. The PMR is collected each school month. There are 9 intervals. When setting up the PMR intervals, month 1 and 2 and any other funding month must be set as 20. Months 3 through 9 can range from no less than 16 to no more than 26. PMR data is collected for students in grade K-13 and XG with an admission status of MST1 and MED1. When running months 2 PMR, a revised month 1 is also ran to apply any changes made that would affect month 1 data. This also applies to month 9 PMR. It includes a revised months 1 through 8 for changes made throughout the year. The PMR intervals define each of the 9 school months. The duration is manually populated. Here again, months 1 and 2 are required to have 20 days, and the remaining months can have 16 to 26 days. When the duration is entered, the start and end dates are populated based on the in-session days from the school calendar. For example, month 1 has 20 days for the duration. The first day of month 1 is 8/28/17, which is the first day of school and the first in-session day from the school calendar. The 20th in-session day is 9/25/17. The state reporting dashboard calculates the submission start and end dates from the last day of the PMR interval. Month 1's 20th day ends on 9/25/17. The submission window for month 1 opens on 9/26/17. Month 1 submission window closes on the 8th in-session day after 9/26/17, which is 10/5/17 in this case. So there are 7 in-session days between the two dates. PMR unlocks. Schools and LEAs have the ability to unapprove the report if they are still within the submission window. PMR unlock tickets are submitted from the LEA to Power School. Power School sends the request to DPI Help Desk, who in turn assigns it to DPI Financial Services for unlock approval. Requesting report unlock. Access Power School support by the link https://help.powerschools.com. Select Contact Support, drop down and select Case Portal. Select New Case. Complete all required fields, and select Create Case. See the example below. Include in the description PMR month to unlock, LEA number and name, URL for Power School instance, school number and name, and reason for the unlock. After submitting the request, the following message appears. Thank you, your case has been successfully submitted to Power School Technical Support. If you would like to view your case, please visit our case portal. Selecting Case Portal in the message above will take you to your case portal to view the case just created. Requesting the report unlock. You will also receive an email from Power School Group Technical Support when cases are created, updated, and closed. See the examples below. Important note, once you have received a notification email from Power School for the created case, please forward a copy of the email to studentaccounting@dpi.nc.gov. Below are some resources that can be utilized for student accounting and student attendance. There's SASA manual, which includes a list of the PMR exceptions. For NC SIST, click on the web link below to review recorded refreshers, QRDs, quick reference documents. And here's another list of resources that can be used for PMR setup, Common Power School Start of Year issues, PMR changes for IEP students, school start time and end times, CC8HS user guide. Thank you.
Welcome to the state reporting webinar for GRS, RP, and SAR. My name is LaShawn Creech. I am one of the student accounting consultants with the Division of School Business at DPI. Before moving on to state reports, I want to highlight a few areas of the SASA manual. SASA is short for School Attendance and Student Accounting. The SASA manual is posted on our Financial and Business Services webpage if you would like to access or save an electronic copy. This is the link to access the SASA manual, as well as a screenshot to give you a visual of where the SASA manual lives. Those entitled to attend school, found in Chapter 1 of the SASA manual. All children of the state, ages 5 through 20, as provided by law, are entitled to attend the public schools. Tuition is free of charge to all children of the state and to every person of the state less than 21 years old who has not completed a standard high school course of study. All children at least age 5 on or before August 31st are entitled to enroll. If a child did not reach age 5 on or before August 31st, but was attending school in another state, then the child is entitled to enroll. A child age 4, on or before April 16th, may enroll no later than the end of the first month of the school year if the principal finds that the child is gifted and has the maturity to justify admission. Every homeless child or the child of a homeless individual is entitled to enroll. At the discretion of the local Board of Education, students 21 years of age may enroll. However, the local school district may charge tuition. If a student is EC and starts school at age 21, the district LEA, the district would get state funding for that child until age 22. No state funding is provided for students starting school at age 21. Foreign exchange students must be enrolled as visiting students, and North Carolina students receiving education as foreign exchange students must not be enrolled in North Carolina public schools during that time. Lawful and unlawful absences found in Chapter 2 of the SASA Manual. Lawful absences occur when a student is excused temporarily from attendance on account of sickness or other unavoidable cause. This slide includes a list of lawful absences for North Carolina. Unlawful absences occur when a student is intentionally absent from school with or without parents' knowledge, or when the student is absent from any other reason than the lawful absences on the previous slide. Code 2B, unexcused no immunization, is used in PowerSchool to track students who are absent due to lack of proper immunization. Code 2C, no health assessment, is used in PowerSchool to track students who are absent due to no health assessment. Attendance. It is also covered in Chapter 2 of the SASA Manual. Compulsory attendance required by law in North Carolina means every parent, child, or custodian with a child between 7 and 16 years old must enroll the child continuously in school while the school is in session. For the 2020-21 school year, attendance must be taken each day school is in session during the school year for on-site and remote instruction days. To be considered in attendance, a student must be present on-site for the school day or at a place other than on-site for the purpose of attending an authorized school activity. This does not apply to staggered kindergarten or hospital homebound. A student is considered present off-site for the purposes of daily attendance during a remote instruction day if the student completed their assignment for each remote instruction day, either online or offline, and or a student has a daily check-in, a two-way communication with the appropriate teachers. For grades K through 5 would be the homeroom teacher. All other grades would be the course teacher scheduled. A student is considered hospital homebound when confined in the hospital or at home and unable to attend school and is receiving homebound instruction. The student is present once the instructor has made contact and started services and should be continued to be counted present for the span of time during which regularly scheduled hospital homebound instructional services are delivered. Students are not enrolled if they are not present on their initial first day of school. This includes students under the age of 16. Staggered kindergarten is an exception. Students must E1 or E2 on their first day of school for the school year. They cannot be absent on their E1 or E2 date. Staggered kindergarten is limited to the beginning of the school year. So that ADM and attendance are not affected, E1 all kindergarten students on day 1 and then count them present for days assigned to be at home using the attendance code 1X non-obligatory, which is a new code this year. A student is in violation of the 10-day rule when he or she accumulates 10 consecutive unlawful absences. On the 11th day, the student is no longer counted in ADM as of the first day of consecutive absences and must be withdrawn as of that first day. Except students under 16 are not to be withdrawn until it is determined their whereabouts or they have left the attendance area. I will repeat that part. Students under 16 are not to be withdrawn until it is determined their whereabouts or they have left the attendance area. If a student is in violation of the 10-day rule on the last day of the school year, regardless of age, the student must be withdrawn as a W-2 before submitting the month 9 PMR. Enrollment and withdrawal codes. Enrollment and withdrawal codes are covered in Chapter 6 of the SASA manual. E1 is initial entry. This means a student has not been in a public school in North Carolina or another state this school year. A student should never have more than one E1 or E2 code for the school year. E2, initial entry from a non-North Carolina school, means a student is enrolled for the first time this school year in a North Carolina public school from a public school outside the state or from a non-public school. An example would be a homeschool student enrolling for the first time this school year in a public school in North Carolina. R1, previous internal W1, is when a student has been coded as a W1 internal transfer to another grade level or homeroom or admission status at the same school. R2, transfer within the same LEA, means student is transferring within the same LEA from one school to another or transferring from a charter located within the LEA. R3, transfer from another LEA, means a student is transferring from a school in one LEA to a school in a different LEA or transferring from a charter located in another LEA. R5, re-enroll previous W1. This student is re-enrolling into the same school in which he was previously withdrawn as a W1 this school year. R6, re-enroll previous W2, means a student is re-enrolling into the same school in which he was previously withdrawn this school year as a W2. N1 is used for enrollment in special program schools, for example, CCAS. Withdrawal codes, W1 transfer withdrawal, means a student is withdrawn and transferred to another school or out of the state. It is also used when students are transferred to another grade, homeroom, or admission status. I think I went too far. Yes. W2, early leaver, means a student is withdrawn because of dropping out, long-term suspension, expulsion, or enrolled in community college or other post-secondary institution before completing a program of studies. W2T, community college adult high school, this student has enrolled in a community college adult high school program. The community college should provide some type of written verification of the enrollment. W4, mid-year graduate. This student completed the school year as an early graduate or completion of an instructional program. The W4 code is not used to show a student's promotion status. W6, graduate. means the student has completed the highest grade or program as a high school graduate and is not expected to return to school. Unfortunately, at times, we have to use the withdrawal code W3 in the event of a student death. Also listed here are other withdrawal codes used at the end of the school year during the EOY process that show promotion or retention. These codes would not be used manually for student withdrawal during the normal course of the year. Admission status codes covered in Chapter 6 of the SASA manual. MST1 Member Standard Day Program, it applies to students that are to be included in ADM. MED1 Member Extended Day Program applies to students enrolled in school and also registered in a program that extends beyond the regular school day. These students are included in ADM. VST1, Visitor Standard Day Program, applies to students that are not to be included in ADM. VED2, Visitor Extended Day Program, applies to students enrolled in school and also registered in a program that extends beyond the regular school day. Students are not included in ADM. VST2 is a temporary visitor status. It's only used for students that have not been withdrawn from their previous North Carolina public school and are attending a new North Carolina public school. Students can only be in membership at one school at a time. They are not included in ADM. Students must be updated with the appropriate code once the student is withdrawn from the previous school, or it will generate a fatal error on the PMR, which I think is PMR exception 3, student double counted in membership. Average daily membership, Chapter 2 of the SASA manual. Average daily membership is reported on the PMR. The calculation is membership days in VIO divided by the number of days in the school month, then rounded to the nearest whole number. The calculation is by grade level, and then each grade level total is added for the school total. If a student is enrolled for a partial month, the student member will be calculated only for the days enrolled as a member. For example, month 1 has 20 days, and the student was enrolled as a member for 15 days during month 1. Student will receive a 0.75 for ADM instead of 1. This is simply dividing 15 by 20. Students must also have a class schedule that covers at least 1/2 of the instructional day to be included in average daily membership. This is an example of the ADM calculation for a school. It shows the membership days in VIO by grade and then divided by the days in the school month. The result is rounded to the nearest whole number. Remember when viewing the PMR to check and double check the membership last day and ADM numbers. ADM is a factor for funding. Be sure at least 2 different people are reviewing the PMR, 1 person at the school level and 1 person at the LEA level. The report should be reviewed and approved in Power School at both the school and LEA level. This slide contains the state reporting due dates for student accounting. I wanted to share this slide before we moved on to the actual reports overview, and I'll share it again closer to the end of the presentation. Grade Rate Sex Report, or GRS. The GRS report is collected with the PMR each month, but only month 1 data is used for reporting to local, state, and federal agencies. GRS for months 2 through 8 are not pulled by the state, but they may be used at the PSU level for local review. GRS pulls data for students who are in grades K through 13 and grade level XG with an admission status of MST1 or MED1 on the last day of the first school month. The data is broken down by grade, race, and gender. There's nothing extra that needs to be done. The report view is generated when the PMR is ran. To access the GRS report from the start page, navigate to the state reporting dashboard and select Review for the Month 1 PMR. To access the GRS report summary, select GRS View for the category and select GRS Summary for the data view. This summary is broken down by grade level and race, and then total for each grade level, race, and a school total. To access the GRS detail report, select GRS View for the category and select GRS Detail for the data view. The detail in this report is broken down by individual student, grade level, and race, which is then summarized in the GRS summary. Next is the Retention Promotion or RP report. The RP collection is from September 23rd through October 27th. The report is generated using the previous school year's data, including any summer updates. Only students in membership on the last instructional day of the previous year are included. No graduates are reported on the RP report. Schools must have been in session with enrolled students during the previous school year to generate an RP report. Other areas of student data that contribute to the RP report include the student exit date and exit code as of the end of the previous school year. If the promotion status and promotion status summer fields are populated, the data will also be included in this report. When the promotion status summer field is populated, the RP report will be looking in historical grades for a course and grade labeled LOCS, which is a summer school course and grade for students that attended summer school. This is a slide that shows the student information page and from where the RP pulls the exit code, exit comment, and the promotion status summer data. To access the RP report, navigate to the state reporting dashboard and select Review for the retention promotion data collection. Although this screen does show the report is in archive collections, please note the report will be in current collections until it has been ran, reviewed, and finalized. To access the RP summary, select RP summary from the data view. Graduate data does not populate on the RP report. Data will be populated in the promotion and retention categories depending on the codes utilized in the school. The end of year status and the end of summer status columns will have the same totals but may have different totals for each category. It depends on the student status updates at the end of the summer. The summer school column will list the number of students in each category that were coded with a summer school LOCS. To validate your data, the total in the column labeled end of year final MLD, less regular graduates, should be the same as the previous year's PMR month 9 summary membership. Should be the same as the PMR month 9 summary membership last day NVIO column, less the standard grade 12 students. This slide shows the RP report and the month 9 PMR. the MLD NVIO of 1016 minus the standard grade 12 of 211 equals 10805 from the PMR. It should match the end of year final MLD column up here on the RP report. In this case, it does not. What this means in this particular case is further validation needs to be done to verify if there are any grade 12 students listed on the RP report. And if so, determine why they are and compare to the month 9 PMR. This should help find the one student that the total is off by. To access the RP details, select RP detail from the data view. The RP detail is broken down by student with the student's end of year status, summer school, and end of summer status. This slide contains a list of the RP exceptions. School Activity Report, or SAR. As of the fall of 2019, the Personnel Summary Report is the only report view in the SAR. There are no exceptions to validate in the Personnel Summary Report. The report is collected September 2nd through November 15th. All staff who have direct or virtual student contact carrying out a classroom or non-classroom activity must be included in the Personnel Summary Report. The report lists each staff member showing courses and activities associated with the staff. The report view is accessed from the SAR review after the SAR has been ran. Review the report to verify all staff is reported as expected, then approve by the due date. Data included in the Personnel Summary Report is staff assigned to classes, course selection information attached to staff, and all staff with roles and duties. The Personnel Summary Report is accessed by navigating to the State Reporting Dashboard and selecting Review for the SAR data collection. Select SAR Personnel Summary for the data view, and the Personnel Summary is broken down by teacher or staff member, including the courses, roles, and duties for the teacher or staff. A current known issue with the Personnel Summary Report is that non-classroom staff are duplicated on the report. However, that does not prevent the report from being approved. Next is the school start time and end time report, or SET. Prior to running the SET report, each school must enter their school start time and end time. Start time is the time of day when academic classes begin. End time is the time of day when academic classes end. There are no exceptions for this report. You can enter the start and end times as follows. From the start page, navigate to school setup, then to the North Carolina menu and select school start and end times. Enter day start time and day end time and then submit. After entering the start and end times, navigate to the state reporting dashboard and run the fall school start time and end time report. Select Review, then select Set School for the data view to verify the data and submit the report for approval. The report will eventually include a list of the start and end times for the past 10 years. This report is ran in the fall. This report is collected in the fall and in the spring. State Reporting Dashboard. The dashboard is located within PowerSchool and houses all state reports. You can follow this navigation path to access the State Reporting Dashboard. Reports must be ran and approved at the school and LEA levels on or before the submission due date. It is recommended that 2 separate people are reviewing the data, one at the school level and one at the LEA level. You can run reports as soon as they are available. You do not have to wait for the submission window to open. You just will not have the option to approve them. To complete the report's approval process, run the report to collect the data. Always rerun the report after a maintenance weekend or any updates to your PowerSchool instance that may occur in the middle of your submission window. Review the report exceptions and update data when necessary. There are 3 levels of exceptions. Information and warnings can be reviewed and updated as needed. Fatals should be reviewed and are required to be updated, and then the report should be reran. The state reporting dashboard at the school and LEA level function the same. However, there are a few additional features at the LEA level. But for both the school and LEA level, they both contain sections for current collections and archive collections. Current collections contain reports not yet approved. Reports are moved to the archive collections upon approval. Reports can be unapproved, moved from archive to current if still within the submission window. In current collections, a report showing only run under the workflow options means the report has not been run at all. Run and review under the workflow options means the report has the option to be run again and there is data to review. An approve button will appear when the report has been run within the last 24 hours, there are no fatal errors, and is still within the submission window. Also at both levels, there is a refresh function available. Some reports may take more time than others to run. You can use the refresh function to set refresh intervals from 30 seconds to 10 minutes. Another feature at both levels is the details column. Select the down arrow to review the status information of a report, including the last run date and time and approval status and who ran the report and more. At the LEA level, the column for schools collected, approved, show the number of schools reporting, the number of schools collected, and the number of schools approved. The column also shows if there are any fatal errors by showing the red box with an X. Also at the LEA level, select the details down arrow. Selecting the details down arrow will show a link to show hide collection from schools, which is where schools can be set to yes or no to show for certain reports. The link for show hide collection from schools takes you to dashboard display settings, and it lists all of the schools. Setting yes or no in the display in the dashboard column will determine whether or not a school will show for this report in the state reporting dashboard. You can also navigate to Start Page, LEA Setup, Schools and School Info, and select the school name to access the Edit School Information page. Scrolling to the bottom of the page under Other Information and selecting the link Show Hide Collections from School to access the dashboard display settings. The difference here is all reports for a specific school can be updated to appear in the state reporting dashboard instead of having to update all schools for a specific report as shown on the previous slides. That pretty much concludes the presentation. The next few slides are for informational purposes. Email bulletins. If you want to stay informed for weekly emails from NCSIS, you can email to ncsis@dpi.nc.gov. Be sure to include your name, title, LEA or charter number, and code. Power School Support, designated technical contacts from each district or charter school will be able to engage Power School Support directly by submitting tickets using a chat feature, self-service customer portal, or either the telephone. The link is here for Power School Support as well as the phone number. Requesting a report unlock from Power School. You want to access Power School Support through the link and select Contact Support. Drop down and select the case portal. Select New Case, and then complete all fields required and select Create Case as seen in the example below. Make sure that you include in the description the month to unlock, the LEA number and name, the URL for the Power School instance, school number and name, and the reason for the unlock. After submitting your request, the following message appears. Selecting the case portal in the message will take you to your case portal and you can review the case that was just created. You also receive an email from Power School Group Tech Support when cases are created or updated or closed, and the examples below are examples of those emails. For student accounting reports, that includes the PMR, the SAR, RP, well, not the GRS, but the SET report. If you are requesting unlocks for those reports, once you receive your email notification from Power School, please forward a copy of the email to studentaccounting@dpi.nc.gov so that we can help keep track of your open cases. The next two slides are a list of resources that were used in helping create this webinar and sources that you have access to that will be helpful to you as well. This includes the SASA manual. NCSys resources has recorded refreshers and QRDs. And then here's a list of resources from NCSys resources to help set up the PMR changes for IEP students, school start and end times, community college, adult high school user guide. Again, thank you. If you have any questions, you can send policy questions to myself and Amanda Cruz at studentaccounting@dpi.nc.gov. Thank you.